information to get through today, but I'm really excited to be sharing with you the 40 years of Forver. And I actually started my journey with Forver 22 years ago for me, 23 for Ashley, who you're going to be hearing from shortly. And over that period of time, I was very privileged actually to have been able to spend some quality time with Rex, because as you can imagine, all those years ago, when we used to go on the trips, the rallies, the super rallies, all the different things we've been on, we could actually sit and have breakfast with Rex. How mate can imagine that? And he'd talk about the vehicles that he'd got, his pickup trucks, and yeah, we learned a lot from Rex over the years. So I think what I'd like to do is start off by just kind of giving you information that Rex has shared with us over the years, and I found it fascinating. So Rex grew up in a farm in Idaho, and he says that his dad taught him to work hard. And his dad actually had a saying, and that is, a lean purse is easier to cure than endure. And that's something that he took forward. But basically, it's about the fact that if you want to make changes in your life, you can make those changes. It's up to you. And from what he learned from his father, he still continues the philosophy of business today, and that is, it's all about hard work and no shortcuts. So when he left the farm, he then went on to college or university. And then when he left university, he then went to do accountancy for 2 years, which he says he really enjoys because he learnt about all about tax. Some people like that. And then he went on to be involved in real estate with Del Webb. And he worked his way up to be vice president. Now, that didn't happen overnight. As he says, it's about hard work, no shortcuts. And all these things really are kind of parallels to what we have here in Forver. It's about learning your craft. It's about getting the knowledge behind you. You already heard from Kyle about some of that already. At this time when he was at Del Webb, he had friends who were involved in different MLM companies. And because of the way that he had his experience in business and the way he approached business, he had these friends that said to him, you know, why don't you come along to our network marketing MLM meetings and share your philosophy on business. And that's exactly what he did. But while he was sitting there looking at all these different marketing plans, guess what he thought? You know what? I can do better than this. And also at the same time, he started to realize that he could generate really good income through the concept of network marketing, but also about helping people, because quite interestingly, when he was at high school, he actually considered maybe becoming a doctor, because he actually likes helping people. And of course, we know that today with the charities and everything else that he does. So he came up with a marketing plan that he wanted to last forever. And he knew that what he needed to do is, so he designed the plan, and then he needed to find a product to be put into that plan. So he came up with the plan before the product. And he knew that it needed to be a product that people would use on a daily basis and buy at least on a monthly basis, a repeatable, consumable product. So it all started in 1978, actually, and in April 1978, hence the reason we're hitting our 40th birthday very soon. And the product, as we all know, was aloe vera. And what he started to do, he started to look around at that time, and he came across 3 doctors that together, collectively, had been looking and researching into stabilizing aloe vera for, in fact, 25 years they were working on this. And one of the doctors he heard about was a doctor called Bill Coates. And what he did, he actually went to Bill Coates, and he was really interested to know more about this stabilization process, because he remembers as a young boy, he was water skiing and getting badly burnt and actually using aloe vera on his skin and remembering how soothing it was on his skin. So he had a recollection of aloe vera, but what Bill Coates was telling him at the time was, well, yeah, this is something that's new, it's unique, really. A lot of people don't know about it. And at that point, Bill Coates was only selling products into health stores in America. And Rex said he'd go and look at these products on the shelves, and he said they were full of dust. People weren't buying them. So when he turned round to Del Webb and said, I'm going to start an aloe vera business, I'm going to leave this all behind, can you imagine what their thoughts were? He's really lost the plot. Aloe vera, what is that? So he actually started with 3 products. And the 3 products that he started with is our aloe vera juice, as it was known in those days, aloe vera jelly and lotion. And you can see a very young-looking Rex there. And you can see our old logo, which is the Jonathan Livingston seagull logo that we used to have. It was all about a seagull that would soar higher than any other seagull. But now, I think it's nicer being an eagle than a seagull, don't you? Because seagulls are known for going pooping around on people's cars and nicking their hot dogs. So I think it's nicer being an eagle than a seagull. So how did it all start? Well, it actually started with those 3 products. And he leased an office, and he had 3 desks, 1 typewriter, and 1 telephone line. And what he said to us was that in those days, they'd be sticking labels on the products in the garage between his car and his pickup truck. That's literally how it started. What was really interesting, though, is that, as you can see from, well, the previous slide, where it said about promoting, having products that are promoting health and wellness, but to do it in a very personal way. That is, in fact, what I do, I use the international directory when I'm doing my one-to-ones. And I share that with people. It's on page 43 of the international directory, because that's the basics of what we're about. It's about, we're in conversational marketing. It's about chatting to people. And that's literally what has been in place for 40 years. That's what Rex wanted, and we continue to do that today. And so from that, with people talking about the products and sharing, rather than it being on, remember the shelf that was full of dust and the products weren't moving that Bill Coates had? And then when Rex said, listen guys, this is a great product, but you need to go and talk to people about this. You need to get your people to try the products, have a money back guarantee. And literally that's how it started. And the products started to really move very, very quickly. The downside of that is that when you have a business that grows really, really quickly, you can lose control of that. Would you agree? Because all of a sudden, you haven't got your finger on the button, you don't know what's going on over here and over there. And that's literally what happened in the early days. He was getting some aloe vera from Bill Coates, and then he started to think, well, gosh, it's just growing really quickly, I need to get some more aloe. And what he did, he went out and started to source aloe from other companies, but we've heard some really horrendous stories about when they'd opened the trucks and they'd found aloe vera jelly had exploded all in the trucks. That was down to the fact that he felt, well, it was going out of control, and he thought, no, I cannot have products, I cannot be buying products from other people. I need to have control, and that's where it became vertically integrated, where what Rex started to do, he started to go down to South Texas, and the very small plantations that were around then, he actually bought those plantations, and then he bought land to also expand, and that's where our vertically integrated story began. One of the things that Rex has always said, it's not just about having a great product, it's about having great people around you. And he started his business, a lot of you know Navaz, who's been with Rex. In fact, she was also at Del Webb with him, and she kind of went with him and became his secretary, PA, and has continued to do that. But also, Greg started at Forver when he was still at high school. And what he was doing, he was, after but being at high school, finishing all his work there, he would then go and work in the warehouse at Forver. And from the warehouse, he then went on to the accountant's department, and then he also went to university. He went off to Argentina to do on a mission for 2 years. But basically what he did, he had served 10 years, really, of his learning the skills, learning the craft. And I really think that with our business, it's about being patient with yourself, you know, learning what you need to learn, but not expecting it to all come straight away. You know, this is 22 years for me with Forver, and I'm continuing to learn today. So think about that, how Greg has served his apprenticeship. And I think really that, you know, you do serve your apprenticeship with Forver at different parts of the marketing plan. So Forver is a family-owned business, family-run business. Over the years, we've seen the children, the grandchildren all working at the rallies, but very importantly, with family values. And that still continues, obviously, today. The mission statement that I think you've already heard right at the beginning of the day, what is interesting is that when you think about the growth of the company and following this mission statement from day one. In fact, recently, Aidan was sharing with us that when they have meetings at on that beautiful boardroom that they have at Scottsdale. In fact, we were there in November, and it was fantastic. We were there and we were chatting to some of the Home Office staff, including Greg and Aidan. And they were sharing the fact that every time they have a meeting, the mission statement is actually put up there, and they follow, that is their guidelines to changes in the marketing plan, how they move forward, which is absolutely fascinating. So from that small office, they then went on to expand into Tempe in Arizona. And then there's a few more moves through Tempe. And then just to kind of give you a bit of an idea of how things started to move in the early days, from 1978. So in 1980, the international business started to expand and went into Canada. 1982, expanded into Malaysia. And also at that same time, purchased Robson Honey, where obviously it all started with our beehive products, royal jelly, bee pollen, bee propolis, and honey. Obviously today, we get our honey from Spain, because I'm sure you're aware that we can't bring honey into the EU or take honey out because there is a bit of a poorly bees around, so that's where we get our honey from. In 1983, went into Japan, which is our #1 country in the Forver world. And then in 1997, moved on to Scottsdale in Arizona. And 1998, reached $1 billion turnover. As I've said, you know, our key product is aloe vera, and it started with Rex realising the importance of being vertically integrated, and from those small plantations that he purchased down in Texas, continues to expand today, still buying land, wants to make sure that we're keeping ahead of the game. So our biggest plantation that we have is in the Dominican Republic, and we have over 6,000 acres there. What is aloe vera? Well, aloe vera, as you know, is a plant, and it belongs to the lily, onion, and asparagus family. And there are over 400 different species of aloe vera, but we use the aloe vera barbadensis Miller. It's nothing new. There's records going back to the use of aloe vera, right back to as far back as 2200 BC, where there are pictures of aloe vera plants that have been recorded by the Egyptians. And it's been recorded all those years back, its use for soothing and calming. And today, as we say, we continue with that, but more and more science and research has been done. So, as you can see on the slide, that we care about every single aspect. So we grow our own aloe. We we pick it by hand. It's harvested by hand. We don't have any machinery because it would destroy the purity and the quality of the aloe. We then will take the gel from inside the leaf. We will hand fillet it, and then it is going to be stabilised very quickly. It's going to, because we want to keep the freshness in there. Moving on from the aloe from the plantations, then we move the aloe to our facility, Aloe Vera of America. And this is where, in Aloe Vera of America, we're especially controlling from the plantations in Texas and the Dominican. So I'm going to play you a video in a moment, but before I do, let me just give you a little bit of background on that. So from Aloe Vera of America, and I've actually been there a few times, it's absolutely amazing. We have over 8 million gallons of aloe comes out of there every year. You could say this is mission control for our vertically integrated system. And what is really important about Forver is that we have everything in place to be vertically integrated. We have our own scientists. We have our own research and development team. We have our own chemical engineers. And we do not produce white label products. There are companies within our industry of network marketing that actually have white label products where they will go to a manufacturer, the manufacturer will then produce that product for them and stick their label on it. And maybe they're doing the same product and another label for another company. So our products are unique. And that is something that is really, really powerful to talk to your prospects about. So I'd like to play a video now, and this is just going to give you a feeling of Aloe Vera of America. Doesn't it make you feel proud to be part of that? you know? And I just think about everything that's gone on before I get that product in my hands to be able to recommend on to others. It's absolutely fascinating. So, things are changing. 40 years. What's happening? Our iconic yellow bottle is to be no more. Oh. But is that a good thing? Yes. So, arriving later this year, already has it in Japan. We have our aloe vera gel and our freedom, our aloe berry nectar, and our bits and peaches is going to become peaches. There's not going to be any more bits in the peaches. In Tetra Paks, which are 7 layers, actually, of 100% recyclable material. This is going to be completely preservative-free, the only preservative-free aloe in the world. How amazing is that? So this is bringing you fresher aloe. And once again, down to what happens behind the scenes is that Forver have invested once again in our future. And new ways of packaging, getting the aloe into those Tetra Paks means now that we don't put the preservative in there, because it used to be a process of taking 8 minutes to get the aloe and put into the bottles and sealed. Now it's going to be done in 8 seconds. So how amazing is that? Okay, but until we actually get the Tetra Paks, we will still have our gel. But obviously, what we say about aloe vera is not going to change. And as you know, I absolutely love compliance. Who's been to my trainings? Yeah. So, but hey guys, at the end of the day, we are a professional company. And because we're professionals, we follow the guidelines that are laid down by the EU Commission. So it makes sense to use the same language that anybody that's professional has to use, doesn't it? We don't want to be making all those silly claims. So I'm going to give you some words about our products, some of our top aloe products that may help you. Obviously, please feel free to take pictures of the slides because they are compliant, obviously. And some of you have heard what I say about aloe, but I think this is a repeatable business, duplicatable business, so the more you hear it from me, the more it's going to help you. So basically, just to kind of, in a little nutshell about Forver aloe vera gel, it's harvested, as we said, and filleted by hand. And it is done within hours, because we want to keep it as fresh as we possibly can. And what the aloe is doing, it's providing a whole cocktail of nutrients. And it's the cocktail of nutrients, actually, which supports the body to be in balance. Okay, so we have 4 drinks in the range, and I'm going to give you some information about what you can say about all 4 drinks. So most people I know, they want to have good skin. Most people I know, they want to have a good, strong immune system, digestive system. They want to have great joints. They don't want to be tired. In fact, most people I know, they want to be the best that they can be. And that's why people choose to drink aloe vera, because aloe vera contains a whole cocktail of nutrients. And it's these nutrients that will support the body in the areas that I've mentioned to be in balance. So the 4 drinks we have in the range, we have our plain gel, which is the yellow bottle, has all those nutritional benefits in there to promote a healthy lifestyle. Then we have the Forver Freedom with the same benefits from the aloe, but now we have the addition of some sulfurs. Now, glucosamine and chondroitin are sulfurs that are found in normal, healthy joints. Then we have our aloe berry nectar. This is just sweeter tasting because we've added apple and cranberry concentrates. So for those of you that have a sweeter tooth, then this is the one for you. I actually like to recommend this one to children, mainly because children like something that tastes sweet, and especially those children that are wanting to support skin health. And then we have our bits and peaches, which will become peaches, and all the same nutritional benefits. It's all down to taste, what you prefer. And this is Really, really sweet tasting. It's suitable for the whole family to take. And what you need to do is once it's opened, you need to keep it in the fridge. And you need to shake it and then put it into a glass and drink it back. And how much to take? Well, the experts, and through research, it's been shown that the average adult will feel a difference by consuming approximately 120 mils a day. It could vary, but that is what I start with because that is the average adult will find that's what they need to be taking on a daily basis. 60 mils maybe for children or maybe for those people that are a little bit older. Okay, moving on to some of our topical products. All you need to say about aloe and our topical products is aloe absolutely loves everybody's skin. And when we're talking about our topical products, all we need to be doing is talking about how they feel or the feeling that people are looking for from a topical product, which might sound a little bit strange, but we have products that are cooling, warming, nourishing, moisturising, soothing and calming. If we break that down into some of our topical products then, keeping this very simple, this is all you need to be saying at your launches, on one-to-ones. Less is more. So we have our aloe vera gel, and it is very soothing and it's cooling. And it's great for people that have maybe a sensitive skin, maybe from a little irritation. And this also, alongside the aloe vera, is enriched with vitamin E. And lots of people look for vitamin E in skincare products. Okay, then we have our aloe propolis, and this is very nourishing and conditioning. And alongside the aloe, we have added bee propolis, and also we have a little bit of honey in there. Now, this is the product that is really good for those people that have a drier skin. It might be just down to someone spend a lot of time in the garden, or it could be someone who's always working on their car. Their hands are dry. Maybe children's skin is dry. And then moving on from that, we have our aloe lotion. It's moisturising. This is great as an after sun. People like to take it away with them on holiday. Then we have our moisturising lotion. And this is very, very easily absorbed. You can use it on your hands, your face, your body. And this is great for maintaining the skin's natural pH balance. It has the addition of jojoba, collagen and elastin. And I'm sure you know collagen and elastin are fibres, protein fibres that are found in healthy skin. We have our heat lotion, which is warming. So this is a rich emollient, and it's great for relief from everyday stresses. It might be something that you use after you've been in the gym or done a workout to kind of just to put on your muscles. Very soothing. You can use it as a warming massage. And the beautiful smells that come are from eucalyptus and menthol. And then finally, we have our Forever Bright Tooth Gel. And this is enjoyed by all the family, and it has a great minty flavour that everybody enjoys, and also important that it doesn't contain fluoride. Now, please remember that when you are marketing products that are, let's say, for example, the tooth gel, you can only market it in words and writing for the area that it has been designed for. Does that make sense? So you can't say, oh yes, and I stick it on my spots. You might stick it on your spots, but tooth gel was not designed for spots. So you can only market it for oral hygiene, supporting the health of your mouth. Does that make sense? I know it sounds silly, but even the aloe lips, what a great little thing that is. But in your marketing material, it's been designed for lips. You can't say what else you use it for. And I know some people use aloe lips for some very interesting things. Right, okay, so as we're finishing off, just want to play this video to you. So the Allo Challenge, we've literally just got a few days left now. If you want to submit a video or put a post on social media with hashtag Allo Challenge, that's what we're looking for. It's finishing on the 30th of January and the winners will be announced on the 31st. Only a few days left and you have a chance of winning an iPad and C9. And then finally, I am training up here in Scotland next month. I am at the Stirling Court Hotel, which is at Stirling University, that's where I normally am. I'm doing sport, Allo, weight management and sport. Go through all the products to do with our C9, our fit programs, our sports performance, and also I talk about aloe vera, I help you with your testimonials. And as you can see, the date on there. Now, please remember that once you've attended any of the advisory board trainings anywhere in the country, once you can come back to that same training, again, absolutely free. How amazing is that? Yes, so all you need to do is contact the events department. They can see that you've been to a training and then you can come back again. And not only that, you can bring guests. So why not use it as a business building tool? Because who could you bring as a guest? It could be a customer of yours who's been using the C9 and the F15, and they might want to know more about how they can really get into the products. So you can bring customers to the trainings, you can bring friends, you can bring maybe prospects who are more interested maybe to start their business with the products to start with, maybe then go into the business presentation. And once you've attended all 4 advisory board trainings, you get a little pin, and then you will be recognised at the success days for your attendance for completing the advisory board training. So I look forward to seeing you in Stirling. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.